Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kudash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Exodus, the 3rd chapter. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb, which that Mount Horeb is the same as Mount Sinai. Now, on this map, it doesn't really show it, but let's see here. Exodus chapter 3 map. All right. Let's see if there's a good one here that we could use. All right. Yeah, there's a few out here. But we're looking for the good ones. All right, we'll just take this one here. So, from the land of Midian, he goes on the backside, of the desert, and comes up around the area of Sinai or Horeb. And the angel of the Lord Yahweh appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. So as he's there, he sees this bush that now just catches on fire. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. So all of a sudden, boom, it's burning. But as it says, the bush is not consumed. It's not withering away. It's just still there, but it's on fire. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. So basically he's like, oh, like now he's curious. And when it says he would turn aside, meaning he was going to draw closer to examine and see indeed, like, how is it that this bush is on fire, but it's not really burning? And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see. Now, you notice, right? It says, and when the Lord, the word there is Yahweh, right? When Yahweh saw that he turned aside to see God, or to see, God called unto him. But when you read in verse 2, it says, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him. So you can see that even though it physically was an angel, it's spoken in the perspective of the Lord. So sometimes you might see when it says, and the Lord said, or and the Lord showed himself, and the Lord this, but like physically, it might not be the Most High himself. Okay. It says, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here am I. And he said, draw not nigh hither. So hold up, slow down there, cowboy. Stay right there. Don't take another step. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. Moreover, he said, I am the God of thy father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God. Now, this could have been either by him feeling that he was, a sinner, or, knowing, because this was a thing back then, right? It wasn't just Moses, but basically I think Jacob said it as well about, I believe it was Jacob, about seeing the face of God and living, right? So it was known, like, no man has seen the face of the Lord and lived. So he hid his face, right, hoping that he wouldn't behold that glory, and lest he bring some ill fate upon himself. And the Lord Yahweh said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. Now this is years, probably even decades after Moses has fled. And now the Lord is coming to him concerning them. He's thinking that's all behind him. He doesn't even want to remember that because he feels like he's a wanted man. And I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land unto a good land, and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. onto land flowing with milk and honey, meaning it's fruitful, onto the place of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppress them. Come now therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. And Moses said unto God, Who am I, that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? So, Lord, but wait, you're sending me to go and lead your people out of Egypt? Who am I? I'm just look. I left that place. I'm just a lowly man out here doing my job, dwelling with you know, some kind folks here in Midian, and this is a great task. And he said, Certainly I will be with thee, and this shall be a token unto thee that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, ye shall serve God upon this mountain. So this very mountain you're on is going to be the sign that I have sent you. So when you come out of Egypt, this is where you're going to come and serve or worship, okay, the Most High. And Moses said unto God, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you, and they shall say unto me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. Now, when you go into the Hebrew there, as the Lord was speaking to Moses in Hebrew, the word there for I am in the Hebrew is ahaya. Haya means to be, right, or to exist, or is. And to make it I am, that's where you have the haya. Okay. Now, as we keep reading, the Lord tells Moses explicitly what to tell them. After telling him his name from first person perspective, I am. Verse 15, and God said moreover unto Moses. So in addition, the Most High said this to Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, this is what you're going to tell them. The Lord, which in all caps there is Yahweh, God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. So this is the name by which I will be remembered amongst you unto all generations. So he explicitly tells Moses the name by which he should use to tell the children of Israel. And here they have it in Lord in all caps. When you go into the Hebrew, it's Yahweh. All right, Yahweh, which means he is, all right, or he exists. Because now the Lord spoke in first person when he said I am, which is Ahia. But he told Moses, you would tell him he is, right? Moses is not going to say I am because he's not referring to himself. He's referring to the Lord. So second person being he is. And that's where Ahia becomes Yahweh. The Ah goes from I to he. Hence it goes from a Ah to a Yah. And then the Haya becomes Hawa. All right. Because the root word, when you go into it, and it becomes Hawa because of the change of the tense or the perspective, you could say. So now because you're saying Yah, Hawa, he is, it goes from Haya to Hawa. But the root word, as you can see, is Haya, which means the same thing. Okay. So that's what the Lord tells Moses. That's the name you're going to tell the children of Israel. So guess what? When Moses went to the children of Israel and they asked the name, he said, Yahweh has sent me unto you. And that's the name of the Most High. Verse 16, Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say unto them, The Lord Yahweh, God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. And I have said, and I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt onto the land of the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, onto a land flowing with milk and honey. So you're going to go there and tell them that the Most High, their God, has heard them, has seen the affliction they're in, and has decided he's going to deliver them out of that land. And they shall hearken to thy voice, and thou shalt come, thou and the elders of Israel, unto the king of Egypt, and ye shall say unto him, The Lord Yahweh God of the Hebrews hath met with us, and now let us go, we beseech thee, 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord Yahweh our God. So we got an offering to do. So now let us go. And I am sure that the king of Egypt will not let you go. No, not by a mighty hand. Meaning that except something mighty, some mighty hand or some mighty deliverance is with you, the king of Egypt is not going to let you go. And I will, so that's the Lord saying, that's when I come in. And I will stretch out my hand and smite Egypt with all my wonders, which I will do in the midst thereof. And after that, he will let you go. So this is like the Lord planning the scene, right? He's saying, look, I'm going to send you there and you're going to go tell him this, but he's not going to listen. All right. And that's on purpose. Now, when he becomes hard-headed, that's when I step in and then I smite him with these plagues. And after that, he's going to let you go. And I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, and it shall come to pass that when ye go, ye shall not go empty. So when you leave the land, you're not gonna leave empty-handed. Don't worry. But every woman shall borrow of her neighbor and of her that sojourneth in her house jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and ye shall put them upon your sons and upon your daughters, and ye shall spoil the Egyptians. So when we left Egypt, we didn't leave, slave attire, and just broke. No, we spoiled the Egyptians. And that brings us to the end of the book of Exodus, the 3rd chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.